Hello, this is Johnny with Hillary Machinery. We've had a few questions on arbitrary threading, and I thought I'd put together this video and let you see how the arbitrary threading and the repair works. On the left-hand side, we have a standard arbitrary threading program. It includes the Hyundai M246 and the M247 for cancel. On the right-hand side, we're going to create a program that allows you to either run it as a repair program or as a production program. There's only three things really that you have to change in order to do this. That'll be the start point on the facing cycle. There'll be a sub call for the program that puts your machine into a temporary stop while you measure the groove in the position of the existing thread. The rethread code, the M245 repair code, gets placed in this position in the program here. Notice that just below the M245, I start the spindle with the S250 M3. I move it down from the other program. The arbitrary threading codes, as I stated earlier, the M246 start the code and the M247 to cancel it, go on both sides of your threading cycle. Nothing special has to be done to the threading cycle to make this process work. What we'll do later on is I'll put a switch at the top of the program to allow you to choose whether you want to run production or repair. We're going to take a few threads off this makeshift API thread that I have made here for those guys who know what API is supposed to look like. I would add the length of the number of the threads, like Z, my facing Z, and then I would subtract the same amount from my Z offset. That would allow me to take, I don't know, if I did a 1/2 inch with a 1/4 inch pitch, take a 1/2 inch off the end of the part. And when you turn it, it's the beauty of using the same program that you do production with. You just run the program. When you turn it, turning cycle will move the shoulder back for you, and you'll be ready to start your threads. I've got the machine in optional stop, so we'll hit cycle start, cycle through the sub-program. When the sub-program comes up, it'll cycle into a temporary program stop to allow you to take your handle control. Once the machine's in cycle stop, that'll allow you to press the handle and take control of the X and Z axis to align your tool with the thread groove. When aligning your thread groove, keep in mind that you don't have to quite be as precise as you might feel like you need to be. With the arbitrary threading, it will allow you to stop your tool in process of the thread, check your alignment before your thread actually makes engagement. It's another really cool part about the arbitrary threading. So once you get your alignment and you're happy, you want to go to your panel, and I'm showing you some parameters up here. I'll show you later. Press both these buttons at the same time. When you get to this screen, you'll see because it was coded simultaneously, that the numbers change. If these numbers do not change when you push those two buttons, you need to confirm that you did zero your Z-axis when you reference the machine. You need to be especially careful when you come out of this part. Otherwise, you're going to have to indicate it back in, probably change the insert, and start this procedure all over again. Once you're clear, press memory mode, cycle start, complete the measurement. Now, once you start the threading cycle, you are now in complete control of your spindle speed during the threading process. At this point, when the thread starts, you can slow it down and stop it. It's really a nice feature when you think about in the old days how you just had to poke and hope. As you can see, the arbitrary threading is really applicable to a lot of different projects. Long stems, heavy acmes, long valve stems with multiple start threads, precision threads because you can stop it and make sure that you're not too far off if you're trying to save a part, just like I'm doing right there. If you're doing say you're doing a long heavy acme thread and you were having it on a smaller diameter, it's causing a chatter problem. Now you can oscillate your RPMs up and down, keep the harmonics out of it. Another thing to look at is if you were coming up against a wall. Now you can kind of slow it down and see if you're going to run into it instead of waiting to see if you run into it. It's a nice application. It's an option that you have to order, usually from factory. But if you're going to be doing a lot of threads, there's no better way of doing it. Once you create a program that you can either run in production or run in repair, then you've got yourself a good application. Anyway, that's our arbitrary threading. If you can think of another video that you might want to see, some roughing cycles, threading cycles, or maybe some probing programs for a mill or something like that, give us a call. Now I'll talk about the switch I told you about earlier. Here at the beginning of the program, I've given you the option to actually run the thread by itself without turning or facing the part by going to N25 with the sequence number, starting there after you turn on your thread repair. Right here, by turning on your macro variable 100 to a 1, you have made this a rethreading program. If you leave this at 0, you can run your threads just like a normal program, and it is a production program. Look down here. If pound 100 equals 0, it's going to jump over your N25 measure and your sub-program and go to 30, which starts your regular threading cycle. Further down, you'll see that I also put another jump in here. Jump over the rethread code. All if your macro number 100 is still set to 0. Now if you set pound 100 to 1, It will run through this as a repair program without hesitation. It'll give you your rethread code, and it'll also stop the program for you to set up your thread group. There's a lot of things you could do with macro variables. You could actually add the thread pitch, ask the operator how many threads they want to take off, and the program can calculate the adjustments that I told you about on your face Z and on your offset Z without the operator's intervention. But that's a different video. So if we can help you with anything else, give us a call. Hillary Machinery. Thank you much. Credits will be at the end.